This lesson is about site and setting in Revit architecture site true north. What we're looking at here is a site plan view of our current model with the sun settings on and set to a winter solstice, which is 12 p.m. sometime in January typically. Well, 12/20 would be December 20th. And because the default location of north in Revit architecture is page north, the sun is coming due south and casting almost a perfectly north facing shadow. The illustration adjacent here is a view collected from Google Earth, well actually from maps on the internet, showing the model, and with a line penciled in showing the direction that north is actually pointing if I were to look at the building from an aerial view of the site. If you go to the internet, you'll see the view from which I collected this. That's showing the building at 150 Andover Street in Danvers, Massachusetts. And true north is north on the page, and so we're this is displaying the actual orientation with respect to north. So all I did is copy this image into Photoshop, and then in Photoshop I drew a couple lines that record where north is actually in the model. So then in Revit architecture we rotated this so that it's aligned with the actual rotation of the model. So now what we need to do is determine the difference between straight up and this angle that actually is north. So I want to draw a couple detail lines so that I can measure that angle. So we need lines to snap to. So let's go to Annotate. Detail line. Select the line style called lines because those are green lines so we can see. And I'm just going to roughly drag. So there's where north ought to be pointing. Okay. A simple straight up and down line will show me where north is on the page. Doesn't matter where I draw it, right? And the difference will be the angular dimension between this line and that line. So it is a difference of 125 degrees in the clockwise direction. In the anti-clockwise direction, it would be the difference between 360 and 125, which is, let's see, $235 degrees. So we could use one number or the other. In the same plan, the symbol at the center of the drawing, in the site drawing there, is a project base point. If I click on it, I can see that I can set the angle to true north manually. Very convenient. I'm going to use either let's start first with the anti-clockwise, 235 degrees, and let's see if that adjusted it correctly. So we're saying north is this way. The time of day is 12 noon, so it should be casting a shadow in this direction, and that's exactly right. setting project north is as simple as that. I will, in class, explain the details of getting that precisely, but once you've done this, you don't have to think about it anymore. And your time of day settings, if you see your natural light settings, will always correspond to the correct angle of true north.